day, students. You are welcome to another Google class for the week, still on balance sheet. Today we'll be looking deeper than what we looked into in our last lesson. In the last lesson, we looked at some concepts of balance sheet, and today we'll be looking at assets and capital, which are also the two major contents in balance sheet, which the third is liability. And these are the objectives set for our achievement for today. The assets. The last time we met, we discussed about the very first two that I have here, which are the tangible and intangible assets. But what do you mean by liquid assets? Yes, there are some things, there are some assets that are being referred to as liquid assets. This asset can be easily converted into cash. And examples are debtor. When someone owes you, definitely one day, if the person doesn't die, the person will surely pay. So that is an aspect of liquid asset, which debtor is one of its examples. Fictitious assets, these are assets of unusual character. They don't really occur every time, just once in a while, and that is why sometimes or most of the times they are not being accounted for. Examples are preliminary expenses. Wasting assets, from the word wasting. These are the resources you use in bringing out your product or making sure that your business goes on without any stoppage. Examples are the crude oil. You make use of the fuel, probably if there is any power failure. You use fuel to work things out in your offices. The usage of this fuel is an example of wasting asset. Let's look straight into capital now. Under capital, I want you to pay more attention to this. You might be surprised that, wow, can capital be divided into all these terms? Yes. Equity capital. These they are not contributed by shareholders plus any retained earning. Remember, the last class I told you, I said capital can be divided as the money or the resources used to start up a business. If that is the case, remember, I also told you something about shareholders. The money brought in by the business partners into the business, they are the shares of the shareholders into the business. And when this money are being brought in order for the business to proceed, that is equity capital. The loan capital, this is the total amount of money the business borrows from external resources. Examples are debenture, bonds, and so on and so forth. Working capital, from the word working. What do we mean? This is the excess of current asset over the current liability. That is, when current asset is greater than the current liability. Therefore, the excess of this is what we mean by working capital. Working capital can as well mean the money used or the resources used on daily basis to ensure that the business continues without any delay or stoppage. Overtrading. Overtrading meaning that when the money you are using, that is your working capital, is running out, or probably when there is no working capital at all to run the business, that means the business is going towards being bankrupt, or probably resulting to what we call overtrading. And when we're talking about overtrading here, God forbid bad thing, when you don't have money to run your business on daily basis, definitely the business might fold up. Fourthly, we have the capital. The fifth point here, we have the capital employed. What do we mean? This is the excess of total assets over current liability. You may be asked, what's the difference between working capital and capital employed? Take a look at it now. Working capital is the excess of current assets. Current assets. Then looking straight into capital employed, this is the excess of total assets. So which means total asset is the combination of fixed assets and current assets. So therefore, the excess of total asset, that is the combination of fixed and current asset, over the current liability gives you the capital employed. Compared to working capital, the excess of only current asset over current liability gives you working capital. Lastly, drawings. You are very familiar with this term drawings when it comes to balance sheet. Drawings, they are the money withdrawn by the owner of the business for his own personal use. This is where we're going to draw the curtain for today, and do not hesitate to forward your questions to the Google platform. Likewise, other materials needed for you to understand this better will be forwarded or will be downloaded for you. Thank you and God bless you.